I kept asking if you're ready, and I'm just gonna finish this cucumber now.
Yeah, don't ask me if I'm fucking ready. Jesus. This one. I'm not ready.
Hey!
Oh, we're recording, right?
Yeah, we're recording.
Welcome to conversation.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta eat my healthy food to get me through it.
Let me put my teeth back in.
Oh, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes.
What did you do?
I don't know. We've seen around the world that government assistance in video game projects can produce amazing results.
Yes.
The most infamous example of this is CD Projekt Red with the Witcher series. Do you believe the Australian government is doing enough to help the video game industry? And if not, what could they do to help?
Would you like to answer this one? We've been jumping ahead a lot.
Well, yes, actually. Thank you. Well, for me, my first thought is not enough. There's a lot of debate about where the video game industry lies in terms of arts funding in general. It's at the moment kind of seen as an outsider, and when there are a lot of people who are trying to push it in to the rest of the arts so that it actually gets considered for more funding.
Yeah.
A certain senator who has recently found his dual citizenship.
Yeah. Everybody's got a dual citizenship now in Australia.
That's true. That's a lot of senators.
A whole bunch of them.
Was asking the government these questions and was trying to get results. So hopefully someone is following up. If you want to see, I will probably do a link in here to him asking those questions. Hopefully this gets pushed further with the government. Once again, we've said it enough. The government is responsible for its people and should be scared of its people. You're one of its people, so tell your government, tell your local.
Tell them how you feel.
Yeah, tell them what you feel. Tell them that you think this deserves funding and.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
You're going to have this issue whenever it comes to government spending, what the priorities should be. I don't know the answer, but I think The Witcher is a very good example. I'm a big Witcher, dyed-in-the-wool Witcher fan, and if any part of that came from government assistance, I think that's a shining example of what can be achieved. So whatever your leaning is, again, The Witcher was made with government assistance. If that can happen, imagine what we could do if we were together on this issue. So I think no more needs to be said there.
Not Australian government, but Victorian government specifically, I think has probably done more than any other state government. And with their games week and PAX in Melbourne and all that.
Yeah.
It's like they've shown quite a support for games, but there is room for improvement, and there can always be more money put into it.
Yeah. We're still mostly indie studios. Let's not kid ourselves here. Like the last AAA studio, I think there might be one or two more, but as far as I can remember, it's just like the biggest one is the developers of Fruit Ninja. That's the biggest one.
And
as far as
my knowledge
Hipster
goes.
Whale.
Crossing Road. Would that? I guess that would be considered a big studio now, but they haven't made a AAA title yet, have they? So I don't know. Like that's a conversation for another day, I guess. But so we can do better.
Despite having a sizable geek/nerdy/gamer community population rivaling that of anywhere else in the world, Australia seems to fall behind in some of the fringe aspects of the community in other places compared to other places in the world. In America, with nerd rock, filk, I think that's what it's pronounced, and nerdcore hip-hop movements, there's potential, but there's only a precious few in Australia. Can you think of any reasons as to why this might be the case?
Why we don't have more examples of subculture?
Gamer, geeky, sub-niche culture.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real straight answer there. I think honestly, as far as content being made, I can't speak for gaming, but I think as far as, let's talk online content, because that's a big thing. Like that online is still, I guess, considered a subculture in my mind, as opposed to like mainstream television and so on. I think there are a ton of creators and there is more all the time. So I think this is probably the best time for things coming out. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be. There's no like big steampunk bands. I guess possibly just because, you know, if you're say a wizard rock band, like Harry Potter wizard rock band, I think that's what it's called. If you went on tour and you're in the States, you have, you know, as indie as you are, you still possibly have up to 50 locations.
Yeah.
Whereas we have 5.
Yeah, one of my things I was gonna say is that we are quite geographically isolated. Europe obviously has a lot of popping of different countries and swapping cultures, and sharing that is very far more easily done. And not only in as you're saying with Australia, we're geographically isolated within our own cities. I mean,
true.
The East Coast is quite a thing, but anyone from Perth knows. From Perth, it's so far away. Even like getting to Adelaide takes forever.
Yeah.
And
But however, there is the internet.
There is the internet, yeah. But I think also there's this trend that I think there's hope for with a lot of bigger conventions from the US coming to Australia this year, and last year we've seen a huge increase in first-time conventions from these places that already have established conventions in the US, such as the Rooster Teeth convention.
That's true.
The VidCon was the first.
And that's probably where we're going to see that stuff pop up. That actually reminded me when I was an MC at Supernova Adelaide in November, and the warm-up act was this artist I'd never heard of before. I'll provide a link down there. And she warmed up the crowd. She was the first entertainer, the warm-up act, and she was just playing nerdy songs. And she was this little girl with an acoustic guitar. It was awesome. And so it's out there. It's just probably going to be really difficult to sustain a kind of living, you know, without repeating the same content in the same towns a bunch of times.
So yeah, I feel like the more that these, as you say, we get these different things from other countries, and like people start to see it come up, these niche groups will start to develop, and I think they'll get them all. Because I don't know what Filk is. Does anyone know what Filk is? Filk is a musical culture genre and community tied to science fiction, fantasy, and horror fandom, and it's a type of fan labor. We will, we will get back to you. We will do some research.
Yeah,
thank you for bringing. Like as I say, you've shared Filk with us, and now we know about Filk, and hopefully more people will know about Filk because we've learnt about Filk. Now to an easier question. Friday the 13th game, guys. This is asked by Peter. What are your thoughts?
I have not played it, but I am a huge Friday the 13th fan. Short answer is it looks really fun, but for a very short amount of time. Because I've heard that there aren't that many maps right now, and it gets a bit dull, and there's a lot of corners cut. I believe this was a Kickstarter game, a game that was created by crowdfunding.
Don't look at me.
I believe it was. So they unfortunately did still cut some corners. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure killing animations are kind of the same a lot of the time. Just little things, a lot of little things. The running, just...
I mean, it's certainly not a AAA game. Really.
No, exactly, yeah. But that, you expect that from the amount of money that they made. I mean, I don't know how big my standards are, but if I'm playing a character that's running away from a freaking monster, and then I believe there's a fear meter or something like that, I want to see that in my animations, you know what I mean? I want to see this kind of thing. I want to see more physics. So, but that said, positives. They really have a love for the series. It shows. There's skins for every version of Jason. I was about to say Freddy. They have every character, and coincidentally, the character that can kill him is, one of the characters. I won't give anything away for these guys. Not that they're planning to watch the films anytime soon, I'm sure. But is one of the main characters in the film that can also do the same thing. So there's a lot of passion there, which is probably why you guys responded and paid for it. So if it goes on sale, I might buy it. But maybe if we ever did a thing together, if there's a local co-op, there's a local co-op, we will play it the next time we're together. Yeah. This I promise.
Guys, I don't do well with horror games.
Then you're going to enjoy this one.
All the better. All the better for you, the audience.
See, I don't really know much about this game at all.
Yeah.
Watch Jaymii play.
Because I like to keep a big distance between me and horror. And I think the only ones I did enjoy playing, what's that one where you get all your friends?
Yeah, that one.
Until Dawn?
Yeah, that's it. I did enjoy that, so.
Still haven't played it. I've got it, but I haven't played it.
So we got a couple more questions from Fredo.
Yeah.
All right, let's shoot them out. 2 more questions. Our last 2 questions.
They've gone up in price. Freddo Frogs.
Yeah, Freddo Frogs.
I've
This is important.
I've actually got
to know.
Guys.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is gold.
Catch?
Not really. Hey, we both caught it.
Freddos.
8 years of cricket.
Wait, well, while they eat their Freddo Frogs,
while we consume you, Freddo, tell me your question.
There's no cannibalism.
So the question is, is there a market for portable consoles, or is the 3DS the last hurrah?
What last hurrah? Are you nuts? That's ridiculous.
I think there's a huge market for portable
absolutely.
consoles. Don't
get it twisted.
I think we're all headed in the way of the Switch. I want to see more. I want to be able to take my console experience on the go.
I have my 3DS in my bag right now.
My partner is buying a 3DS tomorrow.
I am not limited by nostalgia either. After the Wii, I gave up for a while. I didn't buy the Wii U. I didn't even have a horse in that race. I wasn't disappointed because I didn't care. Then, you know, the DS came out. I had a copy of that. I played a couple of games, whatever. 3DS, they're knocking it out of the park. There is a ton of great games. The digital store could be better, but like there's sales on occasion, and that's awesome. You can play Mega Man on the go. Like I could not imagine that before, but it's amazing. So I don't think it's dying at all. I'm really excited.
One of the things I think of is like everyone is gaming on the go more, even if there are a lot of people who aren't consider themselves gamers with mobile games. And so I think once they realize, they get into gaming a bit more like accessible through that mobile, go, I want bigger experiences, I want more in-depth experiences. I want to see more things, more like the Switch as well.
I don't think it's the end. I think it's the start of a nice, shining new beginning. Especially when the fact that you can actually take, you know, a home console out in public now. So it's a whole new game.
Last question. Yes. How many pro esports players have to retire at 27? Are we focusing too much on sheer micro reflex based games? Like real sport?
At the moment, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will stay that way. I don't understand the retirement question. I mean,
they're saying that a lot of the esports players are really young and retire at like 27, and because of like being young?
Their reflexes are problem solved.
Maybe. I mean, it might just be they've got a lot of money and don't want to do things anymore. That's mainly the nature
probably
of
not
retirement.
like, you know, when everyone turns 27, they have
there's a difference between, because you said retirement, right? There's a difference between retirement and getting fired. So I'd want to know the difference. Forced retirement.
Well, I mean, a lot of sports players, like professional sports players, traditional sports players will retire early because of, you know, their body is not going to last forever. And I think one thing you need to consider is that esports does take a toll on the body. There's actually been a lot of cases of collapsed lung. There's been a lot of because of the whole which we cover in Health Potion is the sympathetic nervous system, the flight and responses, and the fact that your body actually doesn't know the difference between what is a real threat and what is a virtual threat.
It's the same reason actors get so stressed out and
so it does,
because they're pretending.
So it does take such a huge toll on the body, and you know, you've got to take care of yourself, and it is a sport. Even though it does require sitting down, it is your brain's working, your hand, like it is quite physical and mental taxing. So it does require, I guess they want those young people in there, but it would be good to see, you know, giving a chance to some older people as well. I think would be good, and I think it would help expand the audience as well. Yeah,
the oldest professional game player I knew was a guy named Internet Hulk, who was in Envious of Overwatch fame. He was 29, and then he stopped. You need look no further, really. Jeez. As far as different kinds of games, you need look no further than competitive poker. So poker for a long time was really boring to watch, and then they decided to film people's cards. Right? So you saw what hand everyone had. Now, whether that's your cup of tea or not, the difference is people really grabbed onto that because they felt they were part of the game. So it's essentially a slower game, but you were invested. So there are things like that are out there, and I'm sure that they will go in that direction with video games as well. So I don't necessarily think it would be forever. Hell, I mean, Hearthstone's right there. I would love to see competitive Hearthstone. I think that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you so much, everyone, for sending in your questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them our way, and we will answer them. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
We will think over
What
it.
will we do?
We love you guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
again,
very much
and
for watching.
Please like and subscribe. And if you like this type of content and want us to do more of this chatting around,
Let us know.
let us know. And if you don't want to see more of this, also let us know, and we will stop doing it, because what's the point?
Maybe we'll do it despite you. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.